Sports Arena, home of the Clippers, home of the Sockers. But tonight, one game to decide the Division 3A High School Championship. The MORSE Tigers versus the HELIX Highlanders. This is Southwestern Cable's High School Game of the Week. And welcome to the San Diego Sports Arena, where tonight you'll see the MORSE Tigers right there in your screen go after the 3A championship against the HELIX Highlanders, the final game of the San Diego County basketball season. This is it. It comes down to one game right here. I'm Phil Urbina along with Kevin Braff. Kevin, we've been waiting for this game a long time. MORSE, #1 rated in the county, HELIX 25-1. MORSE, a team with a lot of talent. They like to run if they can. They have, of course, the All-American big men at front. 6'7", Lawrence West can do everything. He's supplemented with Ray Epton, who can score at will sometimes if he plays in control. Led the county in scoring last year when he was Madison. Of course, Epton, the man on the spot earlier last week when the team was disqualified and then came back. HELIX is a team, though, that plays a disciplined, control team. HELIX has played the big men before. They beat Lincoln earlier in the year. They beat Torrey Pines. They beat Vista, all teams with big men. They have Scott Webb underneath who can muscle with the best of them. The big man for them, however, is Tyrone Meldrow, number 21. Who can score, he can play defense. He's going to be the key man for them. Also, however, Juan Espinoza coming off the bench did a great job for them against Torrey Pines, a great job for them against Vista. But I tell you right now, it's going to be very interesting to see how this game develops. In the 2A game, we had the contrast in styles. El Camino, a fast team, quick team, wanted to run. La Jolla, a slow-down type team. La Jolla dominated the game from the outset, played their tempo game, and easily won the game and the 2A championship. Earlier, we had a chance to talk with the two coaches. First, let's take it to Coach John Singer of HELIX and see what he has to say about this crucial showdown for the 3A championship. Coach, your team comes into this ball game with a 25-1 record. You're playing for the CIF 3A championship. You're playing a great team in MORSE, the #1 seed. What's it take to beat them?
Well, we want to control the tempo. We don't want to get in a racehorse game with these guys. They're awful tough. You know, they run up and down, superior athletes, and we want to make sure that we can try to stay with them on the board.
How do you stop a front line of Lawrence West, Ray Epton, Sean Bell?
Well, we're going to take the ball at them on offense, see if we can hurt them a little bit with fouls, and then we're just going to have to find to get a piece of man and box out.
You played MORSE once this year. You lost that one 64-56. What was the difference in that ball game? What do you hope to see different tonight?
Well, we didn't have 3 ball players. Scott Webb, Chuck Priest, and Jimmy Quell at that time. They were still in the football playoffs. And just our whole continuity has come around since then. We've worked really hard, and we've put a lot of things together, and we think we're ready.
Is this one of the best teams you've had here?
I've only been here 2 years. This is the best team I've had in the city. But
okay.
Yeah, they're a good group.
All righty, Coach. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
John Singer of the HELIX Highlanders. And now let's take a look at an interview with Coach Ron Davis. His team has been here before. Kevin had an opportunity to talk with him before the game. Okay, Ron Davis, tell me, simple question, how do you beat HELIX?
Well, that's going to be kind of hard to do, but we're just going to try to play our game and, you know, try to be a little bit more disciplined and whatever it takes to win. If we have to play a control game, you know, we're willing to do that. If we have to run and play our style of ball, that's what we really want to do. But we're looking for a good ball game, and I think we'll be successful at the end.
Well, that's a good point then. Do you feel that you can play the half-court game with HELIX?
Oh, yeah, we got very intelligent ball players, and we have a lot of people during the course of the year have held the ball on us, and we can play a fast tempo as well as a slow tempo game.
What do you feel the difference in this ball game is going to be?
Well, I think the difference will be rebounding and turnovers. I think that's the key point in this ball game today.
your team had to play 3 games in 4 nights. Is stamina a factor tonight?
No, I don't think stamina is a factor because I use a lot of players, and none of my players play the whole 32 minutes. So I think that, you know, being in good shape, being in good conditioning would take its own course.
Okay, Coach, we'll see just how well you do in just a moment. Let's take it back to the game.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Thanks. The key thing about what he said was that he'd be willing to play a half-court game with him. Some doubt that that's necessarily Morse's game, but they are willing to play that game with Helix, and that's going to be the key as we see Coach John Singer introduced to this large crowd here at Sports Arena. It'll be interesting to see how this game develops and who sets the tempo.
Coach Davis and Coach Singer get a big round of applause from both of their fans. We've got an outstanding crowd here tonight. Morse, as always, the defending. They come with so many fans. Basketball is the sport at Morris High School. They support it well, and they would travel to Bonneville to watch this game tonight. I guarantee you they would have a full crowd.
There's a few wishbone football players who might doubt that playing from the Morse Tigers. But we should also mention, as Tyrone Muldrow was introduced to this crowd, he's the man to watch for Helix, that there is an extra incentive today because this is for the first time a San Diego County team will represent San Diego County in the state tournament, which will start next week at Long Beach and then move to L.A. for the finals.
Phil Lewis being introduced for the Morris Tigers right there. He's a 6'5" senior. Now coming out for Helix, Juan Espinoza, number 25, a 6'6" junior. He'll have his work cut out for him tonight against that outstanding Morris front line.
So you see Ray Epton, the controversial man who at one time, because he lived across the street from the Morris school boundary, was declared, the entire Morris team was declared ineligible. That was later overruled the next day. Tigers came in, won 3 of 3 games in 4 nights, and earned this position in the finals. Scott Webb, All-American place kicker, good basketball player, good baseball player. Lawrence West, the All-American, can do it all.
Outstanding player, the MVP of that Morris team. They have so many outstanding players, but he has just really been the key, and he's been highly recruited by many schools. As we take a look at Rusty Nelson.
And it's very interesting, a quick injury report for Helix. Number 12, Chuck Cecil will not be starting, as we see Martell Johnson, the hero of their semifinal game. Chuck Cecil hurt his ankle against Vista. I talked to Coach Singer before the game. Cecil may see some action tonight, but he's their playmaker. He led the team in steals, and they're going to miss him.
Jim Mutter for the Highlanders, and now we take a look at Carl Fisher for the Morris Tigers.
A lot of interesting factors in this game tonight. Helix, the last time they were here, at the last second to Torrey Pines, that of course was in 1978. The Tigers have been here before. This is their 3rd trip to the sports arena in 3 years.
It all comes down to this, one basketball game to determine the 3A champion in the San Diego County Southern section and the representative in the Morris and Helix. These two teams have met once before, Morris claiming a 64-56 victory. However, in that game, Scott Webb was not in there, along with a couple of other players for Helix, because they were playing football. And, of course, you saw that on Southwestern, the CIF championship game. They beat Mount Carmel.
Ron Davis there has done a great job with these Tigers. When you come in as highly touted as the Tigers were this year, it's tough as he goes over and shakes hands with John Singer, wishes him a good game. It's very difficult to come in when you're that highly touted and play good basketball all season long. They have done so, avoided the upset through most of the year, and they have earned their spot here in the finals.
So this Morris team comes in with confidence. Keep an eye on Ray Epton. Since the fiasco of last week, he's scored 4 points in each of the last 2 playoff games.
That coming from a man who scored 30 points a game last year.
In the corner, he'll take the first shot from the baseline and put Morris up 2-0. Morris doesn't win any time.
Carl Fisher was here last year. He's not bothered by the sports arena. Loves the crowd.
Helix brings it across the court. Muldrow on the wing, being guarded by Lewis. Nelson, they go inside to Webb. Webb has some trouble, and he walks. And that'll be the first turnover of the ball game. Morris will get the ball.
He banged into Lawrence West. West didn't move. Webb falls backwards.
Ray Upton goes inside. West, top of the key. Carl Fisher. Upton now, he puts it up from way outside. Won't go. Rebound, Juan Espinoza. Mutter brings it down, sends it to Webb. Webb goes inside to Muldrow. Lewis got a piece of it, and Lewis going to get called for a foul. Let's see if we can't take another look at that. Muldrow goes in underneath, and Lewis gets a piece of it, calls for a foul.
Lewis did a good job not to hit him with the body, just got him on the arm. Referee Dave Nelson right on top of the play.
Tyrone Muldrow puts HELIX on the board. It trails by 1.
Let's take a look at just how close that. Lewis going up with Muldrow. As we see Muldrow first take the second free throw. And maybe we won't take another look at that.
2-2. Morris in white, HELIX in green. Upton on the wing gives it to Martell Johnson to Fisher. Lewis. Both these two teams laden with talent. Morris ranked number 1 throughout the year. Martell Johnson drives and puts it in.
Martell Johnson has the type of game tonight that he had in the semifinals. Watch out.
He was outstanding in that game. He scored well. He came up with some fills. He rebounded well. He even blocked a shot. As we take a look at Juan Espinoza being guarded by Upton. Now they go to Mutter. Espinoza now from 12 feet out won't go. Upton got a piece of it. Martell Johnson now trying to catch the ball after it was tossed by Fisher. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a jump ball. The officials can't decide who it went out on.
Well, that's a good call. They're admitting they don't know, and that's better than just making a mistake.
It'll be Martell Johnson and Jim Mutter. And Mutter controls it, gives it off to Nelson, Rusty Nelson. Tyrone Muldrow on the wing. Phil Lewis with the cover. Jim Mutter looking for someone open. He goes to Espinoza. Espinoza inside against West. Goes up and in.
It's so fun to watch HELIX on offense. They're so efficient. They know exactly what they want to do. They run their offense to perfection.
A very, very well-disciplined team. Carl Fisher. Martell Johnson. Morris patient now. West puts it up from way outside. Won't go. Rebound Upton. Upton puts up a left shot. Left hand rebound. Muldrow against Fisher. Muldrow with the height advantage. Muldrow can't make the shot, but Nelson with a great tip and a follow, putting the Highlanders on top 6-4.
And they get right back on defense. They had 4 men back on defense before the Tigers could bring the ball down.
Morris trails by 2. Lawrence West, top of the key. They go inside to Upton. Upton closely guarded, puts up a left-handed shot. Won't go. Espinoza right out of the hands of Lawrence West. Here comes Jim Mutter, and it's blocked by Phil Lewis. A great block. West, he'll go all the way and make the shot. A great assist by Martell Johnson. And credit Phil Lewis with starting the play on that beautiful block of the Juan Espinoza shot.
That's the Tigers at their best.
6-6 the score. The 3A championship from the sports arena. Jim Mutter takes a shot from 16 feet. Will not go. There'll be a foul underneath called against Rusty Nelson.
Nelson got an elbow in there against Phil Lewis.
6-6 the score. As we watch, we see Scott Webb there of HELIX. In the corner.